Welcome, everyone, to MLB Tonight. 30 clubs, 30 camps. We're coming at you from Mesa, Arizona, the spring home of the Athletics. They're not the Las Vegas Athletics just yet, just the A's, but man, they're more than what we've seen in years past. Last year, they took a step forward. They won 76 games, but some of us are expecting a major upswing for a team that can hit with the best of them in the American League. Hello, everyone. It's Greg and Yonder with former Athletic Yonder Alonso. This is a different feel compared to the teams you played on. Why? Yonder, when you look at this graphic, they are financially committing to a lot of different players on this team. From a financial perspective, this is an organization investing in the future, is it not?
Yeah, I definitely think so. And when you look at this team as well, the Powerball is definitely in play, right? They love to hit the power. Look, their last 3 months of the year, they were over 500. They pitched well. Yeah. They secured the 9th inning, and they were scoring a ton of runs.
Nick Kurtz became a superstar in his first year in the big leagues. How impressed are you with what he does?
He is one of the most premier power elite hitters in the game. And when I say that, I think he's only going to get better. I actually talked to him about that and asked him, hey, what's your sophomore season going to look like? This is what he had to say.
Yeah, I think it's just getting better every step of the way. Obviously, there's always stuff you can improve on at the plate, but, become a better defender, do some stuff on the bases, try to, win some ball games.
All right, everybody in the league likes to hit the long ball. But, my man, you hit a ball 493 feet. I always want to ask guys that hit it long like that, what it feels like off the bat. And if you've hit any balls even farther than that.
Yeah, it kind of feels like nothing. You kind of, you swing and you just see it in the air kind of go. Hate to do this, but I hit one off Springs. Jeffrey Springs didn't lie that best this year. That rivals that one.
Okay.
I hope he watches this and can see that. But yeah, that one's probably the best one.
All right, can we talk hitting a little bit as well? Your keys. When everything's going right for you, does it just feel like everything slows down, or are you sitting off the fastball and everything that you do, or does it take different guys that are on the mound, different approaches?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. When things are going well, I know my miss is high to the backside. That's how I know that the swing's doing stuff right, even on the the cutter's in, the fastball's in. If I'm still staying inside of it, flying out to center, and that's my miss, that's when things are going good. Obviously, pitcher to pitcher, how they're going to attack me, it changes. Sometimes I need to get the head out. Sometimes I need to, change some things to kind of combat that. But overall, when I'm backspinning balls to the backside, it's when it's going well.
Greg, I'm telling you, man, this is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Second year incoming, a lot of home runs are going to be hit. Back to you.
Yonder, thanks. I'm here with Shea Langeliers. Shea, this is what, 5th year in the big leagues coming up? Time flies,
Yeah,
man. It's crazy.
I know. It's going by fast.
It really is, but you're getting better with age. Your 2025 season, almost every statistical category up, OPS over 860. What was the difference for you?
Yeah, honestly, kind of pinpoint the injury, missing 3 weeks, going on the IL as kind of being like the turnaround for me last year. Just kind of like a time away, but not really away, still with the guys, kind of reflecting on, the season up to that point, and came back with, just happy to be back with the guys and more confidence.
Look, we can talk about the line. Yonder, all he wants to do is talk about how many runs you guys are going to score, which I get it. He should be a hitter. But if you guys are going to have a big year, you got to pitch.
Yeah.
And you kind of are the leader of that staff behind the plate. Tell me why you're optimistic about your rotation in the bullpen.
Yeah, I think just kind of like to touch on last year again, it's never easy losing a guy like Mason Miller, and then every guy in our bullpen stepped up after that happened. So it's just like we're continuing to take step forwards on the pitching side of things, and going out and adding some veteran guys to help with their presence, and obviously they've had success around the league. I think we'll just continue to move forward.
You're like a therapist in many ways to your pitchers, and you know that, right? And when they're pitching those home games and the ball's jumping out of that ballpark, how do you get them to not get down on themselves, almost feel like they're defeated before they even toe the slab?
Yeah, it goes both ways, right? The ball's going to fly for the visiting team and for us. So I think mentality-wise, we just got to stay aggressive, attack the strike zone, try to get ahead. When we get ahead in the count, we're in the driver's seat. We can kind of dictate what we want to do after that. So just keep the mentality on the aggressive side of things, and then go from there.
Every year I see you, you get more jacked. How is that possible?
I think I'm just getting older. It's just easier to put on some weight.
Shea, best of luck, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Our social media question regarding the A's is this: which bold prediction comes true this year for this squad? Will they reach the postseason? Will Nick Kurtz lead the American League in home runs? How about Jacob Wilson? Is he going to win the batting title? Or will Denzel Clark win the Platinum Glove? Give us a bold prediction, please. Results coming up a little later in the show.
With the man himself, Mr. Rooker, how do you feel right now?
Feel great. Feel a little sleepy because you guys grabbed me right out of the car here early in the morning, but I got my coffee waiting on me inside, so I'll be ready to go.
All right, 30, 39, and 30. See where I'm going here?
I see, yeah.
2026. What's next for you?
And hopefully 30 again. We'll see. That's the goal, obviously, on an individual basis. But for us, we're just kind of looking to take the next step forward. I'll play whatever role I need to play to help our team get to where we want to be.
When you look at this offense, man, it just feels like there's so much power, there's so much athleticism, a lot of young guys. Are you looking forward to seeing these guys kind of take the next step?
I am. Like you said, so much young talent, so much. It's been fun to watch them the last few years kind of establish themselves and kind of come into their own and start to build that confidence that they know that they can be producers every day. They can go out there and perform at a really high level. And when you match that confidence with the ability that some of these kids have, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Okay, I have the lineup right now. I want you to give me like a 7-8 second on each guy, right? Because this lineup is absolutely stacked. We're gonna go with Nick Kurtz first. Give me something on him.
Man, he's just different. He's one of those guys that when you watch him, it feels like he's playing a different game than you are. Big, all the power in the world, has some hit ability too. Really advanced approaches for being such a young kid, so he's different.
I remember watching Shea Langeliers in Atlanta back when he was a baby. Now he's this dude behind the dish who can absolutely hit it at any moment, right? He can hit the home run, pop at any moment. Tell me a little bit about him.
Shea's he's a professional, man. I've played, this will be my fourth year playing with him, I guess, and I've watched him get better every single year. I've watched him get better throughout the course of the season every single year. Took a major step forward last year, I think. I won't take too much credit, but when asked who was going to break out before last year, I consistently gave Shea as the answer because you could kind of see it coming. I'm looking forward to see him getting even better this year.
Tyler Sordenstrom.
I think probably maybe the most complete hitter in our lineup, can do it all, can spray it to the opposite field when he needs to, can hit the pull side homer. Another young kid who grew up a lot last year and got a lot better, and the sky's the limit.
Jacob Wilson.
Jacob is elite bat to ball. He's pesky. He has got to be annoying to pitch to. Has that unique ability to hit line drives over the infielders in front of the outfielders and just collect tons of hits.
Jeff McNeil.
Jeff is like older Jacob and left-handed. I mean, they're very similar in what they do. Jeff's been around a long time, obviously a veteran presence in our lineup that's going to make our lineup deeper, expand it a little bit, and make us a lot better.
Lawrence Butler.
Law has just tools off the charts, explosiveness. There's 30-30 potential in there, ability to leave the yard anytime, flies around on the bases. Just a really, really exciting player.
Max Muncy.
Muncy is young, and he's got raw talent that he doesn't even know what to do with. He's going to continue to develop. He's got a ton of pop. Hit a homer the other day against the Royals, so excited to watch Max go out there and do his thing, continue to develop and mature.
Denzel Clark.
Denzel is a guy who, you know what he does in center field, but the potential with the bat is crazy. I think he's the best defender in the world, and he's working really, really hard offensively. He's made some good strides this offseason into this spring, and I think the sky's the limit for him as well.
Okay, fine. Brent Rooker, give me
Old
yourself.
guy,
I knew I wasn't going to do it, but I have to. Oh, guy, come on now, look at this.
Babysitter in the clubhouse for the most part, trying to keep all the kids in line. I'm excited. I'm excited for the guys I have around me. I think it's going to be a really fun year. We're going to produce as a lineup at a high level, I think, and it's a lot of fun to play with them.
Greg, I'm telling you, man, Brent Rooker, he's going to be fantastic for this A's team, and I can't wait to watch his explosive offense. Back to you.
I got a guy, Jacob Lopez. This is a guy that really showed up and showed out. He had a stretch in late July into August where he went with 24 innings straight without giving up a run.
Something like that.
So
yeah.
what clicked, man? You were with the Rays, you came over here, and that was just dominance, man. A lot of swing and miss.
Yeah, I mean, when I first got traded here with Jeffrey, I just thought opportunity.
Yeah.
You only get so many in this game, so I think I just really thought, like, all right, this is my first real chance in the big leagues. Let's make the most of it. So, yeah, I was just able to figure it out through a good amount of games, and yeah, had a couple good streaks.
It's not triple-digit fastball, but it's a K per nine around 11. So what was working for you to generate so much swing and miss?
Yeah, I mean, in 2024, I really developed a cutter, and because obviously in today's game, everyone loves the velo, but I figured if I could get two fastballs that kind of go different ways, especially for righties, that could help me, just get longer in the games. So that, then having the slider as my wipeout pitch really helps. And so just figuring out how to like control the zone.
Yeah.
Because it was that simple. Like my good games were good because I was in the zone.
Right.
Then, having a lack of velo, you kind of get exposed up top if you're not in the zone. So you really got to be aggressive.
I'm bullish on this team this year. For me to look like I know something about baseball, and you guys have a big year, give me the rotation that's going to thrive for the Athletics.
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about like?
Yeah, give me the names. Give me the guys that you believe are going to be big.
Honestly, I think we have a lot of guys this year. So I mean, we're seeing a few righties right now coming into camp with some high velo.
Okay.
So I mean, JT's last outing was really good, and Morales, man, the talent on that kid's arm is unreal. So there's just a few guys that could really help us.
I'm expecting big things, Jacob.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Keep the swing and miss, okay?
All right, appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Now I got to head over to the stands. Yonder and Mark Kotsay are standing by. I want to chat with them about the farm system of this athletics organization. When you look at the top, a 19-year-old shortstop they acquired from San Diego, Leo DeVries. Now he was in high A, double A, raked. This kid's going to develop even more power as he puts on weight. I love the way he looks on the bases and on the field. This manager interview is presented by Sage. Guys, good to see both of you. Mark, man, this is an exciting team to talk about, but I want to talk about the farm system first. And is there a chance this 19-year-old, Leo DeVries, could be in the big leagues at some point this year?
I mean, I didn't think there was a chance that, Nick Kurtz would be in the big leagues after 17 days of a season that he was supposed to spend some time in AAA. So I'm not going to say no, for sure. I think everything's on the table. I've been really impressed with his actions in spring training. This is the first, real look I've had at Leo. And Yonder and I were actually talking about Leo this morning. I told Yonder, when you mentioned physicality, I think there's more physicality just in the short off season that he was able to go home and really train. And, one of the great things about this kid, I mean, he called the A's and said, hey, can you guys send me a pitching machine? I just want to work. I need a pitching machine to work all off season. And he's a kid that's getting after it right now.
All right, Kots, you were my teammate. You were my hitting coach. You were my bench coach. You were assistant GM. Then you became the manager. How has all these roles kind of transitioned you into being one of the best managers in the American League?
I appreciate that compliment. I mean, thank you very much. We still got a lot of work to do on that best manager in the American League. But, I think it just, all the knowledge you can get, for me, it's creating a growth mindset, always challenging the processes. That's something I learned when I started out. You said AG role. I appreciate that as well. It was more, special assistant and get your feet wet, see what you gravitate to, right? And I always gravitated that year in 14 with the Padres of doing that front office role to the uniform. I'd go out and watch minor league games, and I'd find myself in the dugout instead of behind home plate or up in the suite. And, I just think that everything that I've done has helped, that broaden that experience and empathy towards whether it's the coaching staff, whether it's the player, being able to connect, make that personal connection. I know how hard it is at third base when you're deciding on sending a runner and, it's a key play in the game and what it feels like. So any experiences that you can go through to prepare yourself, for this leadership role, I think you only benefit from.
Give me that one player in camp right now that you're seeing a all-star type year where we're early in camp and you're seeing this, he's got a chance. He's made some strides into becoming that elite player that you can see on your team.
Yeah, I think that for me, watching Max Muncy so far, it's a very short window. We've only played 7 games at this point, but the at-bats are starting to become that pro at-bat, where you spit on a nasty slider, get your pitch you're looking for. He's hunting that, the heater, and he's already, kind of shown that ability to make the adjustment in bat. So, maybe it's a hope that Max Muncy becomes that all-star type player. He's definitely talented. He's been a prospect in our organization for a long time. Now it's just him taking that next step.
One of us, I'm not going to tell you who, one of us is predicting an 87-win season for your squad. If that were to be the case, which pitchers have to take their games to new heights to give you the innings you need to get to a win total like that?
Yeah, I think, for us, obviously, Severino and Springs are the leaders. They're the veteran guys. They had years last year where there was ups and downs. If both of those guys kind of led this staff and got to that. Springs set an innings high for him last season. If he can replicate that, you know, and have more success. I think those two guys really lead it, but we're going to lean on our young pitching, and you talked a little bit about it. I mean, Jamie Arnold, one of our first rounders from last season, you know, development, there's no timeline on development anymore, right? We saw that in the World Series.
Right.
And
he was my favorite pitcher in the draft class.
Yeah, and he's electric. We've seen him. Our hitters have faced him. He's only thrown one inning. You know, you could see the nerves. You could see a little bit of the anxiety, but he got through it without giving up a run, which says something about the maturity. You know, so I think we're gonna have some young pitching really step up for us this season.
And the bullpen, you like what you see so far, or what?
You know, the way we did the bullpen last year into the season, it was about getting outs. There wasn't any roles. We used several different guys to pitch the ninth, obviously, with trading Mason Miller, and the guys seemed to really take to it. They took ownership of that bullpen down there. We had a lot of success doing it that way for 2 months, 2+ months. You know, we've added a couple veteran guys in Mark Leiter and Barlow to the mix. So, you know, these guys, they've been through the grind, and you know, it's going to take the whole pitching staff. It's going to take 13 arms, obviously more than that throughout the season. We've seen that with injuries, but for everybody to just come in and get outs.
We love hanging out with you, man. Mark Kotsay, have a great year, okay?
Appreciate it, Greg. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
See you, Yonder.
Well, like we do in every installment of 30 Clubs, 30 Camps, we give you the results of our social media question. Which prediction is most likely to come true? And it looks like you're all believing in Nick Kurtz. 33% of you think he's going to lead the American League in home runs, more likely than the A's making the postseason, which I did find interesting. Got more support than Jacob Wilson winning the batting title. So people are bullish on Nick Kurtz.
I'm
How
not.
bullish are you on Nick?
I think he's going to hit 50. Write it down
50
right
bombs.
now. Nick Kurtz is going to hit 50 bombs, more than Judge and more than Colorado in the American League.
Whoa! Okay.
Yeah.
How many wins will the Athletics have?
I think the A's are going to be around 500. I think the question mark coming into spring training was the pitching. I know they pitched well. I know they closed out games in the last 3 months of the season, but still, they lost some guys. I think that's going to be the biggest question mark going into the season and the remainder of the season. So give me them at a 500 mark, but we know one thing. They're going to hit the baseball.
I think their pitching is better than many believe it is.
Ooh, okay.
I really do. I think they have crafty pitchers that can get them through 5 or 6 innings. The bullpen was better last year than people thought, even after Mason Miller was traded. So I think this top 5 offense, which I think they will be in 2026, is going to lead the A's to a huge 87 win total. 87 wins. Mark Kotsay,
87.
Yes, AL Manager of the Year. It's going to be a magical run, and Nick Kurtz finishes second in AL MVP. And I didn't even play for the Athletics.
You're
like this
doing
guy.
me wrong, man.
You would think I played first base for the Athletics. Anyway, for the former A's first baseman Yonder Alonso, I'm Greg Amsinger. Expect big things from the A's. That does it for Mesa, Arizona on MLB Tonight. 30 Clubs, 30 Camps. We'll see you next time.